Suon or the Vitruvian man? Which one?
Vitruvian.
Vitruvian for Scholl?
Yeah?
Yes?
Of course.
Wow, you're lucky. Vitruvian.
So, good afternoon everyone. Here we are, we have come to this final match of the Word Games debate tournament. And, well, on behalf of the Faculty of Law of Trento, I would like to welcome you all to this event. I'm privileged to be here as one of the members of the jury that will evaluate your performances. And it's nice to see that we have arrived here after the meetings that we had before during the trainings and during the internal final challenges. And today the theme is quite hard and quite interesting because, well, we have to discuss whether keeping memories of the past is or is not always a value. Wow, I'm really curious to hear what you came up with. And if I remember correctly, we have Liceo Maffei arguing for is not always a value. That's correct. And on the other side, Liceo Sophie Scholl will argue that keeping memories of the past is always a value. We tossed the coin, and as it seems, we came up with the result that Liceo Scholl will start. If I remember correctly, the first picture of your team should be Ellie Toscanelli. Is that right? Okay. Chi ha scritto il picture? Okay, let's just wait for them.
What's the name again?
Dalila Toscanelli.
Toscanelli. We have. Okay. No, wait, moment. Falsa partenza.
Ok. Cos'era questo?
Are we ready? Go.
So, good afternoon, my name is Dalila, and today I'm honored to surely declare that keeping memories is always a value. Memories indeed define us as human beings. How do I know that? Knowledge in general finds its most solid fundaments in previous experiences, as claimed by famous empirists like Locke and Hume, who recognized in sensation the true parameter in order to classify perception and to gradually build our most basic notions in the first place. But how can this principle be applied to our real life? On a daily basis, experiences and resulting memories contribute to our development as individuals. Consequently, keeping them stored in our brain represents the most important step to self-growth and, more essentially, a survival strategy. We report here the following quote by the German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. In a more colloquial way, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. In fact, both positive and negative recollections are processed through long and short-term memory and lastly stored in different places inside of our brains. Scientifically speaking, according to psychologist David Joel Miller, successes are filed in deeper layers, while painful experiences are located closer to the surface in order to be fresher and easily reusable for practical purposes. We, as human beings, are made of past knowledge and feelings which constantly remind us of what we have gone through, what mistakes we have made, and how we can exploit them to be better people. Moreover, a basic analysis of our anatomic functions will help us to confirm our argumentation. Our five senses provide us constant reminders of what we have sometime detected. As James Joyce with his epiphanies and Virginia Woolf with their moments of being asserted, our life is full of flashbacks, unforgettable memories which will last forever in our soul. How many times did a simple object, a song, a smell, a noise, provoke a sudden revelation in our minds? In conclusion, I beg to propose to the adversary team, since our body is designed to remember, and our psychological development can bring real profits to us only if we treasure our past. Why shouldn't it be an useful value?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Dalila. So, and for Liceo Maffei, we have Giorgia Borsatti. Just, is that ready? Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
Let us elaborate on the meaning of value. What is a value? According to the Collins English Dictionary, by value we mean the moral principles and beliefs or accepted standards of a person or social group, which is the same to say that it is the importance or worth of something for someone. In today's society, keeping memories of the past is undoubtedly important, and this is witnessed by a large number of anniversaries which mark our year commemorating past events. Yet, does it really mean that memory is always a value? We don't think so. There are cases or forms of memory which bring about this value in that they prevent us from moving forward. We firmly believe that the value of the past must be the springboard from which we jump and develop into the future. On one hand, we need to keep memories to move on. Memories become inert or worse, harmful, unless they can be drawn upon to contribute to the progress of mankind. On the other, there might be negative memories which lock us in our past and hamper both our present and future. Now, I want to consider the long-standing rivalry between France and Germany. These two countries have been bitter enemies since the 19th century, and this sense of revenge and grudge-bearing has caused no less than 2 world wars in the first half of the 20th century, continuing to fuel mutual distrust and anxiety. How has memory been of value in this case? In recent years, 2 other countries have proved that it is possible to leave the past behind into perspective by letting bygones be bygones. And we are talking about Cuba and the USA. These 2 countries have been engaged in a process of re-establishing mutual trust. In July 2015, they restored diplomatic relations such that Obama visited the country early this year. In his speech, Obama urged Cuban people to leave the past behind, saying that he was more than willing to bury the last remnant of the Cold War in the Americas, and that only by the removal of the shadows of history, real dialogue will become possible. Isn't dialogue itself a value?
Thank you. Okay. So now we have Foolio Juste?
Yeah, that's right.
Dalla palla. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, just wait a second. I'm a prepare.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So good afternoon, dear ladies and gentlemen. My name is Foolio, and today I'm going to demonstrate to you an easy and direct way to say why keeping memories of the past is always a value. So let's start. Because memory, by definition of the Cambridge Dictionary, is the possibility to get access to past knowledge. So a memory is something that happened in the past, which we remember, or something we learn and remember. So memory, in order to be called so, needs to be remembered. And if we remember something, it means that caused something to us, which we found important. For example, that could be a feeling or a sensation, even with the 5 senses. or a changing inside us of perspective or mood. What did I just describe if not a value, which by definition is of Oxford Dictionary, the regard that something is held to deserve the importance of something. And this is how I showed you by some rational steps why keeping memories of the past is always a value. And to explain it again shortly, remembering something directly means having a value, because remembering something means that it had some kind of impact on us, which is a value. Doesn't matter if the value is positive or negative. But if it hadn't mattered, we wouldn't remember it, so it wouldn't be a memory. And if you still are not convinced at all, let me explain it with some concrete examples. Let's take history as an example, beginning by a quote from Shakespeare's Tempest. The past is the prologue of the future, and we know that we wouldn't be here if we didn't know what happened in the past. So in order to succeed to a better future, we need a good memory of the past, and we need to envelop it, we need to envelop it into something new, which will make us better than ever before. For example, culturally speaking, the medieval age has been one of mankind's darkest eras. And how did we manage to escape from it? Exactly, by reviving the memory of what happened before it. The memory of the classic era, in fact, brought us to one of mankind's greatest and most incredible ages, the Renaissance. And same happened after the Second World War. In conclusion, I would love to say that every memory doesn't necessarily have to be positive, just has to be a memory. And it will for sure always give values, and it doesn't matter if positive or negative. I'm done.
Okay, thank you. We have now Elisa Marocchi.
You ready? Yeah. In the first argumentation, we dealt with memories of the past from a historical anthropological point of view, which is definitely more objective. We think it is now relevant to try and focus on another more subjective aspect, the level of the individual. If you don't want history, that is the past, to repeat itself, it is important to come to terms with it and put it behind our back. In psychological terms, if we want a patient to get over a painful memory, therapists need to help them let go of that memory so that recovery can take place. This is a basic psychological defense mechanism of the individual mind, which tries to keep bad memories at a distance from our own conscious perception. A humiliating failure, a gruesome accident scene, or the death of a relative can anguish the mind long after the event. Unfortunately, there is no way to forget all those memories yet, but our mind can eventually recover, provided that the correct therapeutic support is given. When these defense mechanisms fail, memory paralyzes you, getting you trapped in your past and unable to function in the present. This is what happens in the case of those suffering from PTSD, the post-traumatic stress disorder, a mental disturbance that develops in some people who have seen or lived through shocking, scary, or dangerous events such as wars, serious accidents, and abuse. Unable to detach themselves from those memories, patients typically relive this traumatic event, often through flashbacks or nightmares, and experience exaggerated physical or emotional reactions or feelings of indifference towards other people. In other words, they simply can't enjoy living their lives. That's why we think that it's not useful at all to always think too much about memories, because not all of them can help us become better human beings, and some of them may also devour us from the inside. Not all of them are worth being kept forever impressed in our minds. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I would say that we are impressed. And, well, as you know, you can take profit by this couple of minutes if you have any question to state to the other team, clarifications about words they used, sources that they quoted in their argumentation, any doubt that requires clarification from the other team. So you can, if you have, just raise your hand and ask. You don't have questions. And how about the other team? No. Then, now, as you know, you have some time, which is, we can say, 15 minutes to prepare your counter-argumentation. We have two different places where we can locate the teams, and which are namely Aula B.
Aula D. Aula Giustino Dorazzi.
Well, if we can go with them and just
Follow me.
yeah.
I can show you.
So we'll see you in 15 minutes. Please be back. Don't take any more time.